Hey all, this is Zent, and you probably noticed, contrary to my other videos, you do not see my lovely voxel face. That's because I'm doing a dramatic reveal of my new ship, like I promised, a large ship and amazing design, the Dragonfly. Dragonfly is a heavy freighter, which has been cut down to only have exterior, crate holders, which you can see here, which is perfect for newer, less developed factories, mining companies, whatever. It does not have any weapons, any defense at all, except its heavy armor and its, massive hull. And, of course, its extremely powerful engines, which makes it, pretty much a point A to point B jump ship, trying to spend as less time in physical space as possible. So you can see, I'm starting from the outside because it's the outside that really matters here. You can see that not all of it is a symmetrical design, which is very different from the usual. This was actually drawn up originally by an artist on DeviantArt, named by Ogverus8, if I remember correctly. I will link him, and trust me, he makes amazing designs for ships, some of which I am also currently building elsewhere. You can't really see them. Oh well. Anyhoozle. So, the most important part here is the exterior. You can see the bridge up there. This is crewed by pretty much 4 people. Could be more. Preferably not less. No less than 2 people. And, it being a kind of a freighter, it like I said, has limited offensive, so it doesn't really go into the hands of rebels and those types of fighters. However, it can be used as a kind of a ship carrier with these the 5 mini holders rather than the 3 large ones for the crates. Anyway, let's get started. So I'm going to start from the back. Now, a lot of this is kind of artistic liberty from the original design, again, which I'll link. There's no mention of any hangar in the back, but since there was space, I decided to add it. So you can see we have a kind of a hollow, force field-like thing. Yeah. Anyway, since there's no force field, this small hangar for 2 small ships. This is a ship called the Interceptor, made by another user, Bad Idea, who hasn't been around. Well, this has been around since the beginning of the game, but I don't think he has a channel. It's a simple ship with kind of control. Yep. I'll do a flyby later, but 2 of these go in, and this is the only way in and out of the ship. So you're going to need some stuff in here. No docking or anything. Again, it's cut down. And the hangar opens from the button with a really cool effect. And of course it closes. I love it how it looks when it closes. It's quite pretty. Quite pretty indeed. Anyway, so now, as you saw, this is the tail of the ship, where all the cargo containers go. So, until the monorail update, I added these kind of a partial monorail system on both sides. So one is already down there. Now I made it so it's as fast as possible, which is still kind of slow, but faster than would be because it only has a minimum weight. If you haven't played the game, there's a whole bunch of child entities you can do to reduce weight. It's kind of cheating, but not really. So we're moving down the rail, and here's my pretty face. So, you've seen that already. And goes all the way down here to the main section of the ship. And yeah, anyway. So there's 4 rooms here. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was quite uninspired with how the rooms were supposed to come out. And I just had an idea, and it won't work. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so I was kind of uninspired on how the rooms came out, mainly because the exterior looks so nice and detailed and special. And, well, it's large. It's just under 200 meters, which is larger than all the ships I've made before, and most of the other ones. So I did what I could for the interior. So first of all, this is the bunks. Like I said, it's meant for 4 people, so 4 bunks right here. No captain privilege, unfortunately. It's also a kind of a small console here. A couple storage. Now this turns off and on and off the lights, which is a new update. And each of these has their own light switch above their bed. Anyway, normally it's a lot darker, so I mean, I ain't complaining. The next room is the quasi-engine room. Now I'm not going to lie, most of the engine stuff is inside here, this massive block area, and filled in to increase the mass. Which look at the Suna video, recent dev video, for overheating. But yeah, it's all closed up, so this is more of a design front than anything else. So I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I think it looked fine. So anyway, this is the kind of the fake core, if you will. There's many more batteries elsewhere. And because I'm a Star Trek fan, so all the problems in the universe can be solved by reversing the polarity, which turns that around. So, whoa! And here's a hologram of the ship. There's a bigger one, so I'm not going to stay on this that long. Anyway, next up is the most uninspired room in the ship, the storage room. That is literally it. It's a bunch of storage stuff. For the crew or whatever, most of the stuff goes outside in the and in the picture, the cargo containers are quite large. So, like I said, uninspired. Great artist here. And the last room is kind of the mess. Now, like I said, it's a one jump thing. Like, it's supposed to spend as least amount of time in normal space as possible. So, this is pretty much all just for kind of. It's not necessary to the function of the ship. But well, that's not supposed to be there. That's weird. Whatever. Anyway, so this is kind of the mess hall, and right now it is only serving salad, because why not? So I got my standard tables here. You saw a lot of them, the same type in the asteroid station, but with now since it's not a bar, it's much smaller. Here's a couple little salad plates, tomato. Here's a cup of or a drink from over there, all full, and salad and a couple plates. And some screens which do nothing. Which I hope we'll be able to do something in the future, but whatever. Anyway, now we're getting to the, that up there is the bridge. So this section's a little more inspired, and probably the coolest area is right over there. So anyway, this is the navigation area. Got a screen here, reminiscent of Echo Base. Yeah. And here's just kind of a larger hologram here. Now, just to show you, now if you're just tuning in to Skywatch for the first time, you've probably never seen the hologram, but they are really accurate. So I am having these move along back to their normal spot. You could actually see the little tram, little monorail just floating, sliding along here. It's quite mesmerizing, really. It's really cool how just the entire ship is put into, well, here. And there's the other one. Anyway, this is the kind of the centerpiece of the navigation room. Obviously, the galactic map. Go on in here and go inside and warp anywhere. Whoa. Yeah, it's 12:10 a.m. So I mean, give me a break. Now this room is the, not really sure what to really call it, but number change room. Like I said, there's probably a lot of these out in the universe, and they need number identifications. Now, you saw in here that this ship is the 64. Now, the 64 is my number. Do not take it. Don't take it. However, when you're flying along, and you drop your cargo, you might need to change the number, identification number. Or if you're a pirate, change it mid-flight, make it something else. So, here are all the buttons possible. Here's a plane. But when you pick two buttons, first number, let's call it the 94. 94. And you get the 94 on both sides. Yep. So, here's the 40, just to kind of show you some more examples. And when you download this, you can play around with it too. Honestly, it was quite fun to do, even though it took me an entire night. And now it's all covered up, so I can't show you the mechanics. You saw nothing. And this is just kind of a little station. There's no real function here. It's just whatever. So I'll keep it all empty right now. So when you download, you get to choose your own number. And finally, well, not finally, I'm just going to, before I get to the bridge, I'm just going to take this out because it's not locked down right now. And if you want the interceptor to use, well, it's not mine originally, it's a user called Bad Idea, but I could add the link as well in the future. And just kind of a little show off with the tracking one, which you need to move around a little bit. Press the button, it fires 4 shots. So it's not as fast as the Graph Craft you saw in another video, but it's still really nice. And it's quite compact as well. Really detailed for the very small space. And all the logic's down there. Anyway, let's head back in the bridge and oop. I want decompression when flying. Yeah. So now we're heading up to the bridge. So, well, first of all, this is kind of a small medical cabinet. A couple of shots and whatever. Opens and closes. That's just kind of a little extra. Here's an elevator going up. And this is the... Wow, mind fart. This is the bridge. Now, this is just kind of a little extra thing. I was just kind of messing around when it looked fine, but... Here's just kind of another console. Here's another hologram, as well as a kind of a tool. Not really sure, I just kind of put that there. And finally, the captain and co-pilot's chair. So access them by this. So the co-pilot's not really co-pilot, has no real control. I have no idea what that button does. What does that button do? I don't remember this. It does literally nothing. Wow. I don't know why I put that. Anyway. So these, all these control the docks you see. The 5 small ones in yellow, from front to back, which up to down holds smaller cargo, or could even hold ships, which is good for ship moving. I had jazz hands there, you didn't see it. And these ones are for the large crates. You can see on kind of the clamps over there for the really large clamps. Button activates them, though right now docking is kind of weird. And all these cameras point like right down below. So when you decide to, well, do it, you don't need to go out of your ship or whatever. Anyway. And then the last part is the captain's chair. Now this also activates a hologram. This button also does literally nothing. So now it activates a hologram because why not? This is the hyperspace button, and like I said, there's no weapons here. However, you can see these little kind of dome things here. Weapons can be put on them. They don't have to be, but they can. So that's pretty much it with this ship. It's a massive 200 length. Will have a large engine, I explained all that. But the most important thing is the really nifty design. You don't really see this type of ship just anywhere. There's a little light bleeding, but... Well, there's the graft right there. You can see how much longer it is. This ship is, anyway. Nyom. And I actually attacked it with the Interceptor and graft ship. It's quite armored, really. It's really impressive. So that's kind of it. I mean, not much else to tour, even though it's long, it's not too large. I mean, there's little interior. Monorail again, but yep, so that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to end it here, and I'll have the download link, and I already told you this. You know what? It's 12:17 a.m. I'm tired. You're tired. Good night, y'all.